I was born on April 12th, 1980, at 6:30 a.m. in a small town. At that time, life was very different. For example, in 1985, when I was 5 years old, I entered preschool in September. Shortly after, in 1986, on Monday, October 3rd, I began primary school. It was one of the best moments in my life because I made many friends and grew close to them. A few years went by, and in 1988, everything was still normal. Later, in 1990, on June 15th, we relocated to another city because my parents secured new jobs. As a result, I had to adapt to a new school in September 1990. At first, it was difficult, but by December 1991, I had connected with new friends. In the meantime, I remained in contact with my old friends every weekend. Following that, in 1995, I completed secondary school. Afterward, in June 1998, I received my high school diploma. Soon after, in September 1999, I enrolled in a course, but I didn't finish it. Several years later, in 2003, on January 10th, I obtained my first job at 9 a.m. At the beginning, it was challenging. However, by 2004, I had adapted and progressed quickly. In addition, in 2005, during the summer, I chose to travel abroad. Upon returning, in 2007, on August 25th, I came back home with more experience and confidence. Later on, in 2010, I joined a new company. Everything felt new at first, but by 2012, I assumed more responsibilities and developed my skills. Meanwhile, in March 2015, I committed to studying English more seriously. Since then, I have practiced every day, usually at 8 a.m. and again at 7 p.m. As a result, by 2018, my English had improved significantly. In recent years, things changed again. For example, in March 2020, many people stayed at home. Because of that, I dedicated more time to reflecting and exploring new hobbies. Gradually, in 2021 and 2022, life slowly returned to normal. In 2023, I launched new projects, and throughout 2024, I continued refining my routine. Nowadays, in 2026, on a typical Sunday, March 29th, I feel organized and focused on my goals. In conclusion, each year, each month, and even each day has been important in my life. Thanks to these experiences, I have learned to plan my time better. Moreover, I always double-check the date, day, and hour before any appointment. Consequently, I make fewer mistakes. In addition, I understand that consistent practice is essential. Therefore, I keep building my skills every day. For example, in 1997, I took up a hobby that I still enjoy. In 2001, I set out to discover a new country for the first time. And in 2012, I got involved in volunteering, which taught me a lot about helping others. Overall, all these dates are not just numbers, but milestones that have shaped who I have become.